taking a walk with a 29-year-old man whose sexual preference could lead him to commit a crime. Max Weber is not his real name. What is real is his inclination toward paedophilia. Since puberty, he's felt an attraction to children. By the age of 20, he was certain that something wasn't right.
I realized that I'm not only sexually attracted to women, but also to little girls between the ages of 6 and 11. It's like an inner trembling, an inner restlessness, not knowing what's inside of me. Who am I? What am I? What do I actually want? Do I want to abuse children?
Each day is a new challenge for Max Weber. He'll never be able to live out his sexuality. That inner torment can be unbearable.
At first, thoughts about undressing the girls begin to mount, and then they begin to dominate your thinking. I've recognized that there's a dangerous component there, and that inside of me, I'm staring against it and saying, no, this isn't right. It can't be. Get away, why doesn't this stop?
Max Weber found help here, at Berlin's Charité Hospital. He's taking part in a prevention program for people with paedophilic tendencies, called Kein Täter werden, or Don't Become an Offender. The institute recruited participants by placing advertisements. They only accepted people who had not yet committed child abuse. This ad says, I realized early on that I was different. I knew exactly what people thought of those like me. Sick, perverted, scum. I thought so too. I've never lived out my fantasies. By going to therapy, I learned that no one is at fault for their sexual inclination. But everyone is responsible for how they handle it. I don't want to become an offender. To not become child sex offenders, participants learn that they must keep their sexual fantasies inside. Child pornography is taboo as well. Sexual psychologist Christian Ahlers set up the project. He's been treating Max Weber in group therapy sessions for the last year. The program has been successful, even if paedophilia is considered incurable.
For those who take part in the therapy, the risk is lower than for those who haven't recognized their problem. It takes courage and confidence to approach an institution like this.
An institution supported by Peter Bringmann-Hanselder. As a child, he was abused for many years by a priest. Today he works on behalf of an organisation caring for victims of sexual violence and abuse.
We need to tackle the real problem, and that's why it makes sense to give potential offenders the chance to come forward before committing an offence, because they feel they want to be involved with children or do something to them. In our eyes, what we do is preventative, and it makes a lot of sense.
In therapy, Max Weber has learned how to put himself in the victim's place, how to distance himself from children. He can only speculate about what would have happened if he had never come forward for the treatment.
I think the chances are good that I would have managed never to commit abuse. But I have to admit that for me too, my perceptions were distorted. They could have surfaced in certain situations and led me to believe, yeah, this isn't abuse. It doesn't have to harm the child. I'll just try this and I'm not sure.
Thanks to therapy, Max Weber has been able to keep his sexual fantasies under control, but his paedophilic tendencies will likely be with him forever.